Last time on the Canadian Geekcast.
So this year, I think we're in a really good spot for Microsoft. I think after years of being putting them against the wall, I think we're going to see a massive push for Microsoft. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be almost a make it or break it kind of thing for them.
And it's funny because Valve keeps being like, it's dead. Just let it die. It's dead. Here's like the literal story that we had for it. It is dead. You know, like it's funny how many times they've been like, stop.
Wasn't there always kind of talk about like you could use it in like a shoot or something like that where all of your HUD overlay is now coming through HoloLens and there's really nothing on the TV?
I'm predicting that a new Microsoft IP will be announced in partnership with a third-party publisher.
So Microsoft is going to change their games as a service model a little bit.
Pineapples suck.
You suck.
And then...
And now, the conclusion.
Sorry, I had something in my throat there. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. This is episode 11 of the Canadian Geekcast. We're doing some rapid fire releases coming up to E3, so 2 this week, which is getting pretty tough.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Today I'm joined by Steve.
Hey.
Josh.
What's happening?
And Dennis.
Hello.
Looks like Steph's not with us today. I think she got a little mixed up at what times we were recording. So
AMs and PMs, they're rough.
Yeah.
She's belly floating in a mimosa right now.
Yeah. So she'll pretty much go over I think what she thought her Sony predictions on our next episode. We'll do a quick recap with her. But yeah, that's what this episode is about. It is our Sony E3 predictions. And since we're doing our predictive episodes, we're just going to pretty much skip over our question of the week and we're going to dive right into our predictions. So let's start off with Josh. You want to kick us off?
Okay. So Sony's riding pretty high on some pretty amazing single player experiences of the last year. They've just been blowing everybody out of the water with them, let's be honest. So I think that this year they're going to show us more Last of Us 2. I think that's pretty much confirmed, but I think they're going to drop the bomb and they're going to say they want to finish the year out nice and strong, and that's coming out this fall. I'm not sure when. I'm probably thinking November timeframe. I think they're confident enough in that property that they're not scared off by Red Dead Redemption 2, and we'll all be playing that game this year.
It's a bold prediction.
Very bold.
Mm-hmm.
I would not predict that at all.
Really?
I wouldn't know.
No.
It's been out of the limelight for so long. It's time. Like it's finally time.
I would love to be wrong, but
I would too.
yeah,
I would eat my shoe if this game came out in 2018.
yeah.
Well,
We'll get that on footage.
Now that we've got that down, let's make sure that if it happens, that we actually get
That's
this.
how confident I
this
am
to happen.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would love for you to be right.
Me
Like I
too,
said.
because I like being right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't everybody?
But I really like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel. I think also Naughty Dog's working on something else too, probably in the Uncharted realm. But that's my number one for me, I think, for sure.
Cool. Steve?
So mine is a boldie but a goodie. Bluepoint has been talking about doing another remaster. They said it's going to be larger scope than anything they've done in the past. Oh, man. I was tossing around a couple titles, but like I said, it's going to be bold. I'm saying that they're going to do a Metal Gear remaster.
You took mine. That was mine. Oh. Okay, I'll expand on what I was going to say.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You take it away, Dennis.
So I was doing a lot of not a lot of research. I was just like looking at speculation articles, and I saw like some people were speculating like maybe God of War, Metal Gear Solid was definitely up there. Resident Evil 4 remastered, like full blown, and I heard one about Wild Arms. I was like, that would be out of the blue, and I think what could happen, because right now like people are predicting that Bloodborne 2 is gonna happen, but From Software is working on something else entirely. So I think it would be smart to remaster a certain Souls game, but Dark Souls 1 has already been remastered. So why don't we go back, Demon Souls remastered? How about that?
So you're saying Bluepoint is doing
a Demon Souls remastered?
Demon Souls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they say it's a classic, but I'd say that's a classic for the Souls games anyway. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And plus PlayStation owns that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Because that
would be big.
Because I know this is being developed for PS4, so it has to be a Sony exclusive. So that's why I don't. That's why I don't really think it's Metal Gear Solid. I love to be wrong again. I love to be proven wrong by whatever these companies, publishers are coming out with.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Do we really? Do we want a Metal Gear remaster? Like, I'm only asking because aren't you guys tired of remasters?
I'm tired of like the up-res remasters.
Yeah, same
but
here.
Something like Shadow of the Colossus, which was built up from essentially nothing, or better yet, a remaster in the like of Ratchet and Clank, which is a totally new game for all intents and purposes, but it is almost a remaster, like a retelling of the first story. That's something I'm really down with. But bringing an old like 360 or PS3 game to PS4, that doesn't excite me anymore.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have excited anybody ever, personally, but
well, I can kind of understand what people get excited for a remaster of of like an old favorite or something like that, because then they get to experience it again, just with everything is shiny and new and looks good. But you can only fill yourself on remasters for so long before you start getting hungry for something else, something with a little more sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
A good example for me anyways was, I know we're talking Sony here, but it was, despite its problems, the Master Chief Collection that came out with like the Halo 2 anniversary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That really excited me because it was a reskin, but at the time we were so early on in the generation that I don't know, I thought it was great. Matt, what is your first prediction?
Mine is we're going to see a price drop come out on PS4. The PS4 Pro, we're going to see a price drop on the PS4 Pro because the Pro came out
2016.
Yeah, so 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see a price drop on the Pro, and then I think Sony is going to tease the PS5 as well, and we're going to see a drop of the entry level PS4.
Sure.
So I think that's what we're going to see, the price drop, which would work nicely for me because I'm looking at getting a PS4 anyways.
Yeah.
And I've been holding off, so
I would like that too, because like I got my PS4 in 2014, and like I was playing God of War. I was like, it still plays very well, but like I was like looking at the PS4 Pro like videos of that game, and I was like, man, it plays really well on there, and I kind of want it, but it's like it's kind of a lot of money. So I would love a price drop on PS4 Pro.
I totally see the price drop as being a 100% thing going to happen for sure, but new hardware, no.
I think they're just going to tease something. It might just be a splash screen or something revolving around the number 5 that they're going to hint at, and then people are just going to be like, Well, that's what that means. I mean,
It's a
the
real
PS5
thing,
is
yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
And then so I think at the very least that's what it's going to be, because I think Sony and Microsoft still play the my console is more powerful than your console dick waving contest.
Yep.
And with it's true.
Yeah, it is.
And Nintendo's off on the side, just like, yeah, we're just gonna do stuff for people to have fun. And Microsoft and Nintendo are like, meh. And then with the One X dropping just recently, which is undeniably the most powerful console on the market, Sony's got to step up. So they're and I think once everybody found out what the One X was, Sony probably, I could see them going back and revamping everything. So that could end up pushing it a release. So that's why I think they're just going to tease it now. We may get some more information then by end of year, but then E3 2019 is when we're going to see some more concrete info on a PS5.
I think if we see anything PlayStation 5 related at all this year, it'll be at the end of the year at their PlayStation Experience conference that they have every year.
Yeah,
that would be my guess. Just I don't think E3 is the right time.
Yeah, it isn't. Like
they're still kind of riding high, right? They're doing really good things with the Pro and the 4, like the regular one. I don't think it's quite time yet, because if they do that, then it might prevent people from buying now. Like, it might slow people down.
That's true. That's actually a good point. That is a good point.
Yeah, I don't really see that happening at E3, because if I remember correctly, the PS4 was announced the same year it was released. It was in January, if I remember correctly. So,
was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, something like that.
And plus, like, in the lead up to that announcement, we had like a project name for the PS4. It was Oculus.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, and I haven't really heard any really rumors about a PS5, or if anybody has got their, some developers.
Kits.
Yeah, dev kits.
I thought there was something about dev kits going out.
I think there is.
I think it got shut down.
Really?
I think.
Yeah, I've heard a bit, but it's only to particular devs, but not like hasn't reached mass yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably a few of them out there. I'm sure, like first party, like Sony Santa Monica probably has one, and maybe even the guys that do the Gran Turismo, and definitely Naughty Dog. That's a given, but it's definitely not at wide scale, and it's probably not even. They probably haven't even locked down the tech yet. They're close, I'm sure, but they're probably not quite there yet.
Right.
My guess. I don't know.
Dennis?
So my first prediction has to do with a little tease we got at the past PSX. That had to do with another remake, but it had to do with Medieval. So I think they're gonna, showcase it more, the gameplay, and possibly announce a release date. I don't know if it'll come out this fall, but I'd say either fall or winter it would come out. And a thought that just came to mind when we were talking about Blue Point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think maybe Medieval is this game. It's a classic PlayStation IP, so...
Right. But is it bigger than Shadow of the Colossus is?
No, it isn't, because, they're working on something bigger than Shadow of the Colossus,
right.
So... It was just a thought that came to mind. It was like, I just thought for a minute that they might be connected, but
sure,
because I don't really know who's the dev working on the Medieval remake. So.
No, you bring up a good point. I really don't know.
Yeah. So that's probably gonna happen.
Josh, what's your next one?
Well, everybody seems to be. Well, let me go back a little bit. I know we've received like a new version of this particular franchise in recent years, and it didn't do great. But I think we're gonna get possibly, and this is really like pie in the sky type thing, but riding high on the battle royale game style, I could see a revisit back to Twisted Metal.
Ooh.
Wow, I didn't even think of Twisted Metal. Yeah, that could actually.
I love that.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
I don't know. Like I used to love the first like 3, I think it was. They were outstanding games. I played so much of them, and it was just so much fun. I could see us getting a new Twisted Metal game, and I feel like that particular style of game would lend itself kind of well to the battle royale genre. So
Right.
I don't know if Sony owns sole rights to it, or if what's his name there, the dude who created it, David Jaffe.
David Jaffe,
Jaffe.
Jaffe.
I don't know if he owns the rights to it, and he can say yay or nay to it, but I feel like that game is ripe for that style of gameplay. I don't know. It's pie in the sky, like I said, and extremely bold, but and unlikely, I'm sure. But who knows? That's my next one.
Yeah, it's been a while since I think the last Twisted Metal game was on PS3, and I remember hearing that didn't sell very well.
No.
So it's definitely a Twisted Metal game is possible. Battle Royale, that would be a good way.
That'd be I could see that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I got you guys all thinking.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you really did.
Steve, what's your next one?
So my next one is that we could see, well, we'll probably see Devil May Cry 5 up on the Sony stage.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I have a feeling, because I was going through like the list of all Sony's studios, and a lot of them are accounted for right now. So this year is either going to be focused on games we've already seen and expanded on, or games coming from second or third party that have like strong relations with Sony. So I think we'll see Devil May Cry, but with the added caveat that it will be exclusive to PS4.
They can keep it.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I mean, like, it's not a terrible series. I like the first. I think it was the first one. I kind of liked a lot, and then the other ones after that, I didn't really like that much. And then when they went back and they turned to Dante, and they went the much younger version of Dante, he was kind of a dickbag, and I wanted to punch him in the face.
Yeah, the ninja.
After that.
Yeah, the one developed by Ninja Theory.
Was it them that did that?
Yep.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I lost a lot of respect for them now.
But they won you over with Hellblade.
Well, I did love that game. It was great. But oh no, that Devil May Cry game was terrible.
Yeah.
Hated him.
I've never played a Devil May Cry game.
They're good for what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played. I think I played all of them. So like, yeah, I could rank them all, to be honest. Devil May Cry 2 is the worst one.
The worst?
Yeah, the worst one, I would say. And the DMC Devil May Cry, it is what it was. It was a fun game, I would say. It went in places that I was like, this is not my Devil May Cry. But there has been a lot of rumors about a Devil May Cry 5 from Capcom. It's been rumored for like a long time. And I think there was at least this past PSX that it was rumored to show up during the conference, but that obviously didn't happen. So
Right.
So this could be the time for Dante to come back. There's a lot of rumors of what the game could be. It involves the Dante and the protagonist from Devil May Cry 4 and maybe Virgil. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if they showed it just to find out what exactly this is all about, if true anyway.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you stole my third-party prediction, Steve. Stop stealing. Stop stealing all my predictions. I have to think of another one now.
Aw, poor Dennis.
It's okay.
Way she goes.
Yeah. So for my next one, I think we might see Sony do something similar to like a Games Pass that Microsoft did. Games Pass, I'd say, has been fairly successful. You'd have to be an idiot to not see the value that is behind Games Pass and what it offers for you. And Sony with their PSN Plus offering with like the backwards, their was it the PS3 titles
PS
and like the
Now?
former or PS Now, that's what it was. Sorry, yeah. And the streaming is pretty lackluster. I was looking through the list of games. I'm like, that's not like there's not that. It doesn't seem like there's that many or that many good ones. But I think Sony's going to see what Microsoft was doing with Games Pass, and they're going to try and bring out their own thing. And I think and I know we've kind of talked about this on some other episodes, but I think that's also going to be part of that eventual push to the games as a service thing, which I think Sony's going to then jump on board with as well. So, but yeah, I think Sony's going to announce their own version of a Game Pass this year. E3.
So, do you think it's going to be something brand new, or are they going to evolve PlayStation Now since they already have that banner and that name?
They may. I think they may they may throw it under the PS Now banner, but I think we're going to part of that is we're going to see a drop off of like older like former console titles as a result as well, and it's just going to be pretty much PS4 titles. There might be like some Game of the Year, really popular previous gen games, but I think it's pretty much going to be PS4 games going forward.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be.
Yep. All right, Dennis.
So my second prediction has to do with a game we've been seeing a lot at E3, and that's Media Molecules Dreams.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's about time that they, just announce the release date. Just announce it. I don't know when it's coming out. Don't think it's this fall. Maybe
I don't think Media Molecule even knows.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. I would say spring at best is probably if they announced anything this E3.
Right.
That's the release window. I would say they announced it anyway. So I don't know. I just at this point just release the game, get it over with, and move on to something. Because like literally, they have not made a new PS4 game this generation. The only thing they've released is the Tearaway port for PS4, and that's it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting slightly frustrating because we were supposed to get a beta 2 years ago.
Yeah, there was a beta. I kind of forgot about that.
It never came out.
Yeah, it didn't.
They just swept it under the rug. For a couple of years now, I've always had this slight inkling that they want to put it on PSVR, and that's what keeps delaying it. I can't, for one reason or another. Again, I'm not a developer. I don't know the logistics of this, but it seems like there's something in the way of them doing it.
Yeah.
Because that game looks like it's made for PSVR.
Yeah, it does. Just
like it would be great if they could get it on there.
Yeah. At this point, let's just bring it out because like
release it.
it's at this point it's just really the joke of PlayStation 4's exclusive. It's like the only one because like in 2019 you got some great games coming out like Days Gone, I assume anyway, and Ghost of Tsushima as well. So I think it would just be like because like 2018 for PlayStation has been a great year, and I think announcing this for 2019 would be a great way to keep that momentum going.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's crazy? You just said 2018 has been a really good year for Sony. It's only May, right?
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking forward to September.
I mean, that's kind of crazy that you can say that though. In like, after just 5 months, that's a huge testament to what they've been doing.
Yeah, and plus they have like Detroit coming out soon. I think right
Tuesday.
Next week.
Yeah. So
is it Tuesday or Friday?
Friday.
Okay.
That seems like an interesting looking game.
Yeah, I'm curious as to how that's going to score.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be very divisive.
Yeah, I agree because I think a lot of those games people tend to like want to love them, but you either really like that sort of thing where it's just very story driven and you kind of push a button to do whatever and then the game just does it for you. And then there's the people that just like, oh no, down with QTEs, they're the devil, they suck ass, you know, like that's kind of like what I feel that game's going to get a lot of back and forth on that one, but I'm looking forward to trying it.
Also, the subject material, I think it's going to open itself to criticism.
Yeah. Well, or at least some very philosophical, you know, conversations, maybe even. I don't. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it does well. I like that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, May and Dennis says good year. Yeah, it's absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Josh, why don't you take us into your next one?
My next one is if my kid would stop crying. Sorry. I think kind of to add to what you were saying, Matt, about the games as a service thing. I think Sony is now starting to understand that they're going to have to double down on the backwards compatibility side of things. And I think that they have to do that somehow, whether that's through through PlayStation Now or like emulation done through the PlayStation itself with some emulation software that gets installed or whatever. I think they have to do it now. Like, I don't think they cannot. I realize it's probably really difficult for the PlayStation 3 stuff, but I think they should be able to. The PlayStation 4 should be able to powerful enough to give us PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 at very least, in my opinion. And
well, I mean, I can play PS1 games on a Raspberry Pi, and they play almost flawlessly. So if Sony can't do a PS1 game on the PS4, then I really question their development team.
Well, fair enough. I think it's time. I think it's finally time that they've realized it, or they've worked out whatever kinks they've needed to work out. This is the year that we're gonna get it. And if we don't get it this year at E3, then they have to make it part, like a focal point of their PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I agree on that. On the PS5 being backwards compatible.
Yeah,
it has to be.
Must.
But they could do it with this machine. Like, it's got enough juice in it that it can handle at least PlayStation 1 and 2 games. If they can't do 3 because the cell architecture was way too difficult to work with, and then fine. I mean, I think people will live with that for now, but they're going to have to do something about it for the PlayStation 5.
But according to Sony, nobody wants backwards compatibility.
Yes, I've heard that too. Yes. No, nobody wants it. But yeah, like half of my Twitter feeds that whenever somebody Microsoft releases a new game through backwards compatibility on the Xbox One, is just loaded up with people like, look what I'm playing. Woohoo, this is awesome. I'm back to playing this game. I haven't played it forever and I love it. It's so much fun to be back, you know?
Yeah,
true. Every time there's a new one. And there's a couple I've even been like, damn, that game was awesome. I'm going to have to get that again. And I'm just, whatever, $5. Spend it.
Yeah.
I'm back into it again.
Good old eBay.
Yeah, man. No, not even eBay, like through the store.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And even if you're not spending 40 hours in it, just having the option to pop in for 10, 15, just for nostalgic reasons. I mean, that's great for players. It's goodwill, right?
Yep. 100% it is. So that would be my next one.
Cool. Steve?
So I think it's about time we see the return of Ready at Dawn Studios. They haven't done a whole lot since The Order. It's about time that, they have to be working on something. I don't think that is going to be another Order 1886, because
be 1887.
It didn't really do so. Oh, it could be. I highly doubt it, though, because I just feel like that game came out really lukewarm to people. So I think we might see something new come out of them for the time being.
See, I've been thinking about that. I was thinking about them too. I didn't put them down on my list, but I'm glad you brought them up, because I think that they've got some talent there, and they're not dead company by any stretch. So I think I actually was kind of more on the side of we are going to see a sequel to The Order. I haven't finished the order. I should. It's like right one of those games that's just like I should love it from top to bottom. I just haven't gotten into it.
Yeah, it's one of those weird games. It's an interesting jump because they're the developer who developed the Daxter PSP game. So it's like Daxter PSP jumped to PS4 exclusive The Order. It's a weird jump. So
well, they also did like the God of War.
PSP games too.
Right.
Yeah. So
a lot of handheld titles.
Yeah, so it I think it was a game that they needed to develop because I hope they take the criticism. Like I liked The Order. I didn't think it was that bad, but I kind of regret buying the game at launch. So, but yeah, I would want to see something new though. I think The Order was what it was. It was it was steampunk and it was good, but I would like to see what that developer could do if they went into like another genre.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just feel like there's been enough downtime that they could announce something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, they could use the Horizon Zero Dawn like engine to create something unique.
Sure.
Yeah.
So for my next one, I think I mean, with the size of the install base of the PS4, it would be really, really dumb for PUBG to ignore that, especially with kind of Fortnite kind of taking that battle royale crown. So I think PUBG is going to be coming over to the PS4. I'd say that's a pretty safe bet. I think at this point.
Yeah.
Unless Microsoft does something big and just locks down the exclusivity to it permanently.
I think that'd be I think that'd be a mistake for them to do that.
Same.
Yeah.
Which to lock it down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
It's got an expiration date on it, and I think it's fast approaching.
I think it's already hit, to be honest.
It might be spoiled foods in the fridge right now for sure, but I think it is definitely, if it's not here, it's coming fast. And November, is it November? No, October is when new Call of Duty hits, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think that it's going to sound the death knell of that game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I mean, you can even look, the second map for PUBG is supposed to drop in May, like later this month. On the Xbox, and no one's really talking about it.
Yeah, I think PUBG has had its time in the limelight, and it's done.
Everyone was so hot on the tails of getting a battle royale game on the Xbox back in December, but now everyone, like, you got a free battle royale game in Fortnite. I mean.
Yeah, I think one of the other problems, at least one of my biggest problems with PUBG is that it's designed for PC, and they didn't bring, consoles have like the aim assist and everything, but it didn't bring any of that across, so it became very difficult. It had I find at least it had a very steep learning curve in terms of how to properly like aim and everything.
Yeah, right.
Heck, there wasn't really even any kind of tutorial. So the first time I jumped into the game, I'm like, okay, what is this bar in the corner? Like, why is the screen, now have this blue tinge to it? What the hell is it that I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
And, I think I've played it maybe 4 or 5 times, and once or twice was with the Xbox Ambassador program.
Sure.
I got to stream online, on that with Mixer with the ambassadors, and it's sat uninstalled pretty much the entire time. I think I've installed it once more to play with a couple guys, a movie studio when I was going for a film role. It's PUBG, I don't think really translated too well over to console, and I think that's kind of why everybody else has been able to zoom past it.
Right.
So yeah, I think PUBG coming to PS4 is going to be kind of like its last-ditch attempt at
making its last bit of money,
doing something. Yeah, before it's dead and gone.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But one of the things that, and I don't think it's there yet on Xbox though, is you can use mouse and keyboard. Can you not on PlayStation?
Thought
Not
it was
sure.
the other way around.
But
it
mouse
was
and
on
keyboard
PlayStation.
support is it is available on Xbox,
Right.
but not all the games are going to use it,
Gotcha.
and it's kind of up to the game devs about whether or not they're going to include that.
Mm.
You can use something like an XIM, which will translate your mouse and keyboard into a controller input.
Oh,
But those are actually seen as cheating devices and can
Get you flagged.
get you a ban from Xbox Live. Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
I had
they're
no idea
they're
that.
considered a modification and a cheating device. So
Right.
oh, I see them all over this Xbox One sub. It's like, what do you guys think? What's the best one? And people just get ripped to shreds.
It's basically like saying what's better, Coke or Pepsi, basically, right?
Right.
Not really. That's more.
I don't really know.
That's more like Xbox and PS4.
Oh yeah.
No, like asking which is the best, keyboard mouse translator for your console, so you can use that is, it's like which is the better game hack to let me cheat, and
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could have sworn that there was mouse and keyboard support on the PlayStation.
there might be, but you're gonna create such an uneven playing field
Mhm.
that I don't think any company is going to blanket approve, enable that for all their games. It's going to be up to the devs, the individual game devs, to whether they're going to support that or not. I think Minecraft might be the only one that does,
Mm.
Okay.
but that's Minecraft.
Dennis?
My next prediction has to do. I mentioned Horizon previously, and I'm going to mention it
Yes, you
again. And I think because Horizon Zero Dawn ended a way, because I really didn't think that there was a way that this would set up a sequel, and at the end, it definitely did. So I think they're going to at least tease it, Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or One Dawn or whatever they're going to call it. So I think that's gonna happen. I kind of want it
Cool.
because Horizon Zero Dawn was like one of my favorite games of that year. It was like so good.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like I didn't really think like because I'm not really a fan of Western RPGs, and that one definitely made me a fan. And God of War 2, and I kind of just basically like that dev system they have in place, because they could use that on any IP possible if they could. So
Yeah. It would be smart too.
yeah.
It's a beautiful game. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, and I would love another
Horizon? You didn't think you were going to like that?
I don't know, like just the mechanics of using like a bow and arrow. Usually any game that offers a bow and arrow, I'm not 100% down for. I just don't like that style of combat. So just by the videos, I wasn't 100% sold on, but once you actually get using it and everything, it felt great, felt fluid. So I was sold.
That's crazy. I fell in love with the look of that game right from the outset. Like as soon as they showed it, I was like, "Oh my god, that game looks good." All right, hold on. Are you saying that when you play Tomb Raider as an example, you're not using the bow and arrow at all?
I will. If you give me the option of, if you use like a say a stealth game like Tomb Raider, if you give me a silenced pistol or a bow and arrow, I'm gonna go pistol.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
All right.
There's just something satisfying about hitting a guy from the shadows with the bow.
Yeah.
And nailing him right in the side of the head, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally use the bow. I only use the gun if I'm going gun blazing. Like what's the point?
For the big battles, yeah.
Yeah. Save all the ammo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
Zelda, I would dislike having to use the bow. I always like using the sword and shield more than anything.
All right.
It's a weird thing
Cool.
for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we always knew you were kind of odd, so.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. What's your number 5?
I'm gonna say that we're going to get a black screen and it's going to have some very beautiful music on it, and it's going to be very familiar to all of us. And when it opens up, we're going to see Cloud standing there ready for battle. We're getting our first footage, like real footage of gameplay and how it's going, and we're going to get a release date for Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
Thanks for taking mine.
You're welcome.
Did you know that there's already some Final Fantasy VII footage on YouTube?
Yeah, but I think we're really getting like deep into it this time. Like this is it's coming probably in the winter.
Wow.
Okay.
So they're gonna push the release because
Yeah.
didn't they say it's not coming till like 2020 now or something? Like
2023 is what I heard.
that? Yeah, not to like
That
the
doesn't even
early
make any
2020s.
sense.
No, they went back on that and said it was a mistranslation.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I'd heard like it got scrapped and they restarted development for like a third or fourth time, and it just keeps pushing that release
Yeah.
date further and further back.
Don't get me wrong, I still think this game's a while away before we see like episode 1 come out, but I think that they were trying to take a stab at some humor by saying
Wait, episode
2023.
1?
Yeah, because they're doing it episodically.
Yeah, doing episodic.
I
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
And that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why I think that we get the
Christ.
first part next year in the fall or winter. Sorry.
Sorry,
Episodic?
next year fall?
No. I meant
Or-
like in the winter, like coming winter
Of this
like
of this year,
2019
okay.
January to March timeframe. We'll get episode 1,
Oh, okay.
and they're gonna probably like stretch it out for the next 2 or 3 years. Is my guess.
Yeah.
I know they
I
like
hope
they
it's
did
not- I
they
hope
did
it's not
episodic
crap.
with Hitman, which personally I
I
thought
like.
was a big mistake. I loved the game. I thought it was great, played awesome, but the problem was that there was like 3-4 months in between each episode, as they called it, and it was like, well, I've already like run out of space, and I didn't know when you guys were releasing the next one. I've removed it. Now I don't want to re-download it.
Sure.
So I ended up waiting until it was all out, and then I re-downloaded it and played through it again. But so I think doing the episodic way is a mistake, but they seem to really like it, and they seem to still be fairly hell bent on doing it. So that's why I say episode 1, winter 19, and we get that announcement in 3 weeks.
I guess the only benefit to it being episodic is if they make each episode an almost full game, like they can really flush out the story. Because Final Fantasy VII was supposed to be a massive game, but I think at the time having like 5 or 6 discs was going to just be unheard of, and nobody was going to buy a game like that. So
Right.
that's why we've got stuff like Dirge of Cerberus, we've got Crisis Core, we've got then there was the Advent Children film. What else was there? Is that kind of about it
Yeah,
for
that's about it.
Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, that's about it.
You know, so each of those games I think was going to be part of the overall grander story to kind of tell the whole thing. So
Mhm.
maybe episodic won't be as bad, but
I just don't know if they're still doing episodic, because that's when it was officially revealed. But at this point, so I just
guess-
want to get something at least.
Sure.
yeah.
So
You're
I
gonna get something in 3 weeks, buddy. You're gonna get some concrete news.
if you
Stamp
say
it, no
so.
races.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
All right, Steve.
So my final one isn't huge, isn't that surprising, but this one I've been waiting for a while. I think we're finally going to get a release date for Guacamelee 2.
Oh yeah, because I remember I've been getting the emails about them doing like testing, so for the
Yeah.
game. So yeah, I think it's about time, because I haven't got an email about playtesting anymore. So I think they're done with playtesting as far as
I believe so.
so. Yeah, I think that would be a good announcement to say
Yeah.
announce for like the. I don't know if there's going to be any indie showcase for them, but it would be smart to at least even announce it during the E3 week. Not exactly at the conference, but
I have a feeling they'll do it during the pre-show.
yeah, they
Yeah.
did.
Similar
Yeah,
to like
I
they
agree.
did NAC 2.
yeah, they did that.
They'll probably do it for the pre-show, but man, I love the first one. I love Drinkbox Studio, so
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah, they're-
awaiting
the-
the release date, and they showed a pretty good like slice of it during, I think it was PSX last year.
Mhm.
So I think it's time.
yeah.
I'm not overly bullish on that one.
Drinksbox is like a good studio, so like they're part of the reason why I kept keep playing on my Vita, because like they had like that the Blob game, and as
Yep.
well as Guacamelee
Attack of the
2,
Mutant Blobs.
and the touch game. What was it? Severed.
Severed.
So all great games.
Yep.
So I expect this to be, to keeping up to what they put out.
Since Josh pretty much stole my last one with Final Fantasy
You're
VII,
welcome.
yeah, thanks. I'm just going to kind of build on that. The other part was that it's not going to be a console, like a permanent exclusive. Final Fantasy VII is going to be coming, definitely coming to Xbox One, but we're going to see it as maybe a 6-month timed exclusive.
Cool.
It's we're going to see that, and there's going to be some exclusive content to the PS4. Maybe something like we'll call it a classic skin, where you could
Right.
play through as the original with all the character models, the original PSX,
Kind of like
PS1 models.
kind of like how Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes had that classic snake skin.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was.
Polygon.
Yeah,
looking.
it was.
Yeah, and it'll look really weird and out of place too. Like it'll look like the PlayStation 1 sprites
Right.
in this gorgeously 3D rendered world, and I could see there should be some weird line the first time you encounter somebody asking why they look so weird. So, yeah, that's my final one.
Sweet.
Dennis, why don't you finish this up?
For my last one, since Steve stole my Blue Point one, I will predict my boldest prediction.
Ooh,
Like
strap in.
I don't even think this is gonna happen, but
Strap it.
I'm predicting that Sly 5 will be announced coming 2019.
Whoa.
Yeah. I love
That's
this.
bold.
I love the Sly games. They're like one of my favorite exclusives ever. It's just like, as far as those platformers go, they're like what my
Mhm.
favorite. Like I can't say which if there's a bad one. Like they're all good. I would say 3 is like the worst one, but that's like, like if the third is like an 80, everything is above.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would want to see a Sly 5. Plus, like at the end of Sly 4, it ended in a way that it was like it was setting up for something, but nothing happened. Plus, Cesaru Games, the developer, has been very silent. I don't even know if they're involved with PlayStation anymore. So
Yeah, I haven't heard much from that studio in a long time.
I think the last game they developed was that Sonic game. It was like that TV show tie-in kind of game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I forget what the show was called. Something. Anyway,
It was
that's
Sonic. Doesn't matter.
yeah. It doesn't matter. They're all terrible.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
Okay, the adventure games are good at least. I'll say that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I would say that wraps it up for our Sony E3 predictions topic. Next week we're gonna kind of start rolling things up with our Nintendo E3 predictions, and then we're gonna do our third-party predictions as well. So be sure to tune in to those ones to kind of get the full thing, and then we'll see what happens on E3 and how many predictions we got right and how many we were like way off.
So off.
I'm right, all of them.
Josh, yeah, you're all every single one. Perfect.
Yeah, I yeah, 100%. Good to go.
Some timeline for that.
Yeah. That'll be on the next Canadian Geekcast.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.